Yo. What's good? What's good? What it do? Today we are live on IG, TikTok, Twitter. IG, TikTok, and Twitch and YouTube. IG, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Today we're gonna go over some destroying one-on-ones. You already know the drill. Any questions? Anything? Go ahead, type it in the chat. Let's get this ting going. Oh, hold on. I did something wrong. Yeah. All right. Can you put some? I probably can't because I probably will get a copyright on that. Unfortunately, I wish I could. Caden was good. Was good, cousin. I wish I could. Frozen out here. Eyes are way too high. Eyes are way too high. Vid don't got audio. Yeah, I turned it down. It should be good now. Let me know if you can hear it, Yusuf. Patient. A lot of grabbing right there. A lot of grabbing. What up, Rated? Let's see. He opened up too late. Let's see. First of all, he's lined up in that no man's area. All right, if you're going to press, be press. A yard off from the receiver. Don't be about 2-3 yards. That's going to hurt you. Right? Because now he breaks your cushion easily. You can't get hands on him. He runs away from you. It's going to create separation. All right, bet. Yeah, I don't want the video to be loud, Yusuf. JT was good. Caution was good. Stay square in your pedal. This is if you line up like this, you just giving away your leverage. You're gonna give it away the inside, right? It's gonna be easy for him to just run inside. But if we stay square, line up square, pedal. Now we can weave. We can get to be able to break to the upfield shoulder and all that. Of course, ads. What up, money? Yep. The coach is just saying it right now. Sweet time what he said. Not bad right here. Lean and locate though. Yeah. So, and a lot of this happens a lot. Receivers pushing DBs, right? And you know the referee we're gonna really call it. So what we could do here, boom. We know it's a fade. If we're gonna man turn, we could get hands on him and then man turn and look for the ball, especially in this situation. But don't just run without looking for the ball to we can adjust, because he's going to adjust for the ball all the time. So if we're in his way, he's going to adjust. So we have to fight to get to the ball, right? We have to fight to adjust to play the ball. But if we just running, he's going to adjust. So he's going to move us. He's going to push us. He's going to try to slow down. That's why we want to get man to man in a man turn here, get chest to chest. So now we can adjust. Okay, I can play the ball. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Now we can play. So now if he moves us, it's going to be more obvious for the referee. But if he's just like this, referee's never going to call this. Although that's a crazy push. But unfortunately, that's the game we play as DBs. Holding right here. Holding. Not bad, though. He's holding, though. We can't hold. Ah. Back out. Oh. Ah. First of all, his stance is way too wide. Watch his stance right here. Getting way too wide in his stance. It's going to be hard for him to kick step. Ooh, and you got to see that hip drop. Got to see that hip drop. Damn. 7 receivers. Them do wrestling for real. For real. No kick step there. Feel the lean. All right. I always talk about this. Feel the lean, guys. Watch how the receiver, look at that. His body's leaning towards us like this. You know he's going to break back inside. So we got to feel that lean. When he has this arm right here, the elbow and arm right here, swipe it down, hook it. Swipe and hook and try to lean back into it. So now we feel it and we could break with it, right? Also, you know, that push-pull, right? They push, we pull. But it got to be a quick pull. Don't push and hold, because the referee going to call that. Eyes popped up, and he gave away his leverage. Woody was good. Get there. Oof. So right here, I think ideally he's here. Speed release. We gotta go. We gotta go. At this point, I wouldn't even look back. If there's this much separation from beginning, right here, I'm running, because now the ball is already in the air and it's gonna be too late for us to adjust. So which right here, because now we're not really in phase. He move us a little bit, we lose our balance, we out of position. But instead we should just keep running, try to play through the receiver's hands in this situation. That's a good catch by the receiver. He goes up, get it, pulls it back. Not bad. You see Florida? Oh, snap. I didn't even see that. Nah. BC, I'm not really surprised. BC, people be sleeping Boston College. I'm not completely sold about Florida State, brother. You could slip the hip, but then again, sometimes receivers, what's going on here? Not bad. This is actually not bad right here. That push right there, that extra push. He was in good position. You could slip the hip, but you want to be sure. So that's why we want to be on the top of the upfield shoulder first. So we feel the lean, and then we slip the hip when we see the ball. Don't just slip the hip immediately. Yeah, it looks like a bad year for FSU. Yeah. You got any tips for finding a personal trainer? You talking about personal trainer like lifting wise or personal trainer as in like DB personal trainer? Lifting wise, I mean, ideally, probably have to go to the gym. Find you could I don't know, like you gotta find local pages on IG, find trainers near you, stuff like that. Ask people if they know anybody. Um, Really, that's I mean, and you just got to find the one that works for you. So a lot of times some personal trainers they give like a trial, like a 1 day trial or a free session just to see and feel how it is. But you want to have somebody who's gonna be real with you, not somebody who's just gonna collect your money. You want somebody to talk to you like and be 100% real with you, basically. Like be 100% real with you. You know. Understand what you're trying to achieve, understand your vision, and they understand how to get to your goals, right? And push you, right? You don't want somebody just there to be like, yeah, do this, not really paying attention. You want somebody that's really gonna dial in and really critique you from every little mistake, every little drill, every little thing, right? So that's advice I could give you. I was doing one yesterday, and the receiver kept stopping, looking back, did it twice. Tips on acting on the look back. So was he looking back early? I mean, if you're looking at his hips, right? You're looking at his hip. Ooh. Ah. Damn. That hurt. um, what was I saying? Yeah. So if you're looking at the hip, 5, 10, 15. After 15 yards, after 15 yards, that's when you want to look back. If he starts looking back, it's a fade. You can look back. But if he's looking back before then it's not gonna be. He's not gonna throw a fade at 5 yards or 10 yards. He's trying to set you up so you can look back so he can break, right? Yeah, yeah. So, yep, exactly. That keep your eyes on the hip. After 15 yards, that's when you want to go.
So get off skate to be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Hold on. Dang, 14-0 Boston College. Sheesh. Hold on. D Juice. Yeah. What y'all know about BC? 310. Damn. Can you explain it where a 5-year-old could understand? Explain what were you explaining, Brandon? All right. Yep, he did that. All right, let me go. Good. Blah, blah, blah. Have not got much DB training this season. What should I do? Because I need to train every day. Find time to either after practice, do some drills, or before practice, go out in the field a little bit early, 5, 10 minutes, get some work in, right? Work on your technique. You don't want to overdo it. This is not bad right here. Feel the lean. Ah, you don't want to overdo it though, right? You're in season though, so now you got to really work on your technique because it's gonna be a long season. No kick step on that one. Good job. Oh, we got to finish that though. Once you know the route, go be the receiver and go get it. Got any tips on high pointing the ball? All right, so one thing I'll tell you is always be in phase with the receiver, right? Remember, the ball is going to the receiver, it's not going to us. So you got to make sure you're in phase with him. Now, when the ball's in the air, you're gonna jump and high point it. Crippling Dogs. Hey, appreciate the follow, cousin. Welcome to Team Island. Make sure to follow Team Island on IG page, TikTok. Sub to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Make sure to watch all our videos and go check out the videos and drop a like on that thing. A lot of good stuff over there. Appreciate you. Welcome. All right, but yeah, so you want to always stay in phase. Remember, the ball's going to the receiver, not us. And yes, you're just going to have to high point it. Jump and high point it. Time your jump, right? If you know you're confident in goal, go up and get it. Now, in order for us to know this stuff, you have to practice this situation. So practice yourself, working a press technique, reading the receiver's hip. You could do it at 50%, 60%, and then somebody just throwing the ball and you just trying to go jump and get the ball at the highest point, at your highest ability, right? And just practice doing it, reps, 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 right? And that's gonna help you build, help you be more comfortable jumping and attacking the ball at the highest point, but also help you build confidence in it. And then you work with a receiver, you work with somebody jogging beside you, then you make sure you read your keys and work that into it, and then the rest, next thing when the ball's in the air, you're just comfortable. That's the point. That's where we want to be as DBs. When the ball's in the air, we want to be comfortable so we can just go get the ball. A lot of times we're in great position, but then the ball gets in the air and then we all panic. We worried about the receiver catching the ball, and next thing you know, we're not even looking back for the ball and we're trying to fight the receiver, and then we hit in his hand, and next thing you know, it's pass interference. But you're in great position. You just got to trust that you're in great position. And then you be aggressive, right? You did everything right, go get paid, right? You did everything right, you know the route, your eyes was disciplined, everything. Now go get paid. Reward yourself. Let's see. Does this make sense? I'm a backup on VAR for DB, but don't start on JV or VAR. On JV over at JVDB. So is it? Do you guys have that quarter rule? Like a rule that if you're on varsity, if you play on varsity. So like in Arizona, it's I think it's 5 quarters. I think 5 or 6. I think it's 5. But if you play on varsity, if you get PT on varsity and JV, you could only play a certain amount of quarters for both games. So that's why sometimes they let the JV kids start and then they put you in for a quarter just because they might reserve you because you're a backup on varsity. So you never know what could happen. Next thing you know, they might need you in a varsity game that same week. So that's why. Right? If that's the rule, I'm guessing that's the rule. The look back is a slick move, but the arm movement won't ever lie. Yes. If the arms are choppy, the feet will be choppy. Facts, coach. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Won't ever lie to you. Yep. Absolutely. Footwork. Do you have any vids on footwork drills I could do? Yes. If you go just on the YouTube channel, you ideally best way to what you want to do during the season. If you have a ladder, yes, you could do that. But ideally, you want to really work on the actual technique of stuff. So, work on your breaks. You can work on your press technique. You can work on your pedal, weave, staying square, all that stuff, all those little things. That's what you really want to work during the season. You can work on releases with a teammate. That's going to really help you, right? The catch technique with a teammate, stuff like that. So that's what you really want to work on during the season. The off season that's when you want to get in that footwork, all that stuff, right? You could do light footwork during the season, like before practice. You could do some light footwork, but after practice, remember the things that you need to work on that you felt like you could get better at, and then just do a couple minutes, take some time after practice, 5-10 minutes, and then work on that technique. And during sevens, I started over the starting VAR DB. Like, what? I don't know, cousin. I don't know. You got to also remember, though, sevens and football season is completely different, right? So a lot of times it happens. Some people think that they starting on sevens. They think they're automatically the starting when football's like the tackle football happens, but then they're not as physical. They're not getting off blocks. It's a different ball game, right? You got to remember that's a different ball game. So maybe that person's more physical than you. Maybe he gets, all that stuff. So you got to look at the whole picture, right? Yes, you might cover better than him, but are you going to come up in the run game? See all that stuff too, right? So you got to look at it that way too. So if it's, ideally, who's going to be able to make the tackle? Who's going to be able to get off the blocks? Who's going to read the run game? Who's going to show up in the run game, right? And still be able to cover, still be able to do their job. understand the playbook. There's a lot of factors, right? So I wouldn't necessarily jump to conclusion like that don't make sense. Ask the coach what's like, what I'm saying? Ask him like respectfully, hey coach, like, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? What can I do better? What happened? Ask him all that question because now it's gonna help you understand, okay, this is what coach is seeing. Because at the end of the day, coach gotta trust you, right? Coach gotta trust you. So if he don't trust you, he's not gonna put you in. So you got to make sure you know what he wants to see for you to put to make for you to be a starter, all that stuff. Crazy thing is he gives me 0 reps at DB during practice. Oh, yeah, you gotta have to have that conversation. Just ask him respectfully though. Like when you go ask him, be respectfully and be open to what he says. Don't just be like, oh, coach don't like me now. Nah, like listen to what he's saying, right? And see and be and understand where he's coming from, right? And then go from there. If he tells you something, it's like, hey, I need you to do this. This is where you're not doing it. This is where you're not understanding. This is what I'm not seeing from you. Then be like, oh, okay, thanks, coach, and boom, and then work on those things, right? And that's going to be from your one-on-ones to your drills to scout team to all that stuff, special teams. That's going to help you get back into coach trusting you. Right, coach understand, oh, this dude can do it. Let me give him a chance. That's going to happen. But if you just at practice not getting any reps and you just standing there or you goofing around, then it's like, all right, well, he ain't really taking it serious. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time, right? I'm going to just move on, work on the starters. But if you show him that I want to get better, I want to get reps, I want to be there, I want to get in the field, and you next to him, oh, coach, what was that coverage? Okay, all right, oh, that's what he's, okay, I got you. Just be take mental reps, right? When you're not in getting reps during practice. Take mental reps, be next to coach, and then that's going to help you get the opportunity. Yeah, you got time. Yeah, keep working. Oh, a rocket step. So when going against a route like this, right, remember your leverage. That's all you got to do. Remember your leverage. Keep your eyes down on the hips. Remember your leverage. You don't want to trace the route, right? Remember your leverage and just run with it. Let's see. 7-on-7 is not football. Facts. To impress at trials. Best way to impress at trials. What the heck? I'll tell you this. So tryouts and stuff. Try to be next to the coaches. Try to be the first one to do drills. Do everything at 110%, right? Show effort. Try to get as many reps as you can when you're doing these tryouts and everything. Many reps as you can. Still reps, right? And then, just don't be goofing around. Don't be in the back talking to people. Be next to the coach, right? Be next to them and all that stuff. And then, obviously, your technique shows. Your technique is what's going to stand out in these tryouts and everything, right? Your technique. If they see that, oh, this dude know what he's doing. His technique is right and everything, they're going to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So your technique definitely would make a huge impact. Coach, can you train me? If you're in Arizona, I got you, King. Arizona, I got you. Yes, sir, Crippling. Who should I watch out for in cover 2 in the flat? Okay, so that's a good question. I have a video on that on the YouTube channel, Rack. But I'll tell you this. If there's 2 receivers, right, you already know cover 2 as a corner. If we're talking about as a corner, yep, in the flat. At the corner, you're getting hands-on number 1, sorry. You're getting hands-on the receiver. You want him to take, you want to force him inside, right? You want to force him inside. If he's going to take a mandatory outside, you want him to take a very wide release outside, right? And then we're going to step and hinge. So I always tell people when you get hands on the receiver square, take, hold on. Bino, appreciate the sub on YouTube. Welcome to Team Milo. Make sure to follow us on IG, TikTok, and Twitch. All right, appreciate you. Welcome, cousin. All right, so once you get hands on the number 1 receiver, look inside. When you look inside, you want to see number 2. What is number 2 doing? Because if number 2 is going vertical, that means there's nothing really coming to the flat immediately. So you get hands on, number 1, right? You step in hinge, so you zone turn, your butt is to the sideline. So now we can see number 2 going vertical. We can read the QB. So number 2 is going vertical, number 1 is going vertical. That means, okay, it's either all verts or a post from number 2 or something, right? So nothing's immediately coming to the flat. Now, if number 1 sits for a comeback or a hitch, we settle and play that whole shot. Because if number 2 is going vertical, that means he's either running a corner route, right? Or he's a go, right? So we want to play that whole shot to help our safety out. So that's why we zone turn, so we can see number 2 go vertical. We can read the QB. All right, the QB's shoulders is high. That means he's looking towards us. He's probably going to throw that corner route behind us. So we're going to play that whole shot. He turns towards there, low shoulder. That means he's going to throw that hitch. Then we break on it. So we got to be able to occupy that whole shot, read the QB, and react. So that's how you're going to play cover 2 in the flat, because you don't want to immediately commit to the flat and leave our safety dry for that whole shot. Because if that whole shot, where the receivers are top, if they run in that corner route, what they're going to do is, if the safety's high and the corner's low, they're going to just bend it more of an out route. But if the safety is high and the corner's playing that whole shot, they're going to make it more vertical. So they're reading the corner as they run in that corner in college level, in the higher level. Hope that answered your question. Coach X, I play varsity. Does the quarter? It might not apply to you, Money, because it's a different state. I know that's how it is in Arizona, but I don't know how it is in every state. Depends on what route is, but mostly our routes are at. Yep. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. If you're a bench warmer, is it worth it to keep going? Let me tell you, I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to say this. All right? That's a good question. You don't want to ever give up on something that means a lot to you, right? So the way I see it is, if you're a bench warmer, find out why and work on not being, not sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? So find out the reason why. It could be something simple. You're not showing up to practice enough, or you're not you don't know the playbook. All that stuff, right? So understand that, right? So I wouldn't say don't quit. You started something, always finish something. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? If you start something, finish it. Right? Because you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. I'll tell you a story. My first year playing football, 8th grade, we had a practice. It was raining. It was we were only 12 people at practice. My coach was just sitting there smoking a cigarette the whole practice. And, we were just tackling the whole practice. All we were doing is Oklahomas. I'm talking about true Oklahomas. We laying on the back. We get up, running and tackling. We did it probably for 30, 40 minutes. And I was so pissed after that practice. And I got in the car. It was all muddy. And I was pissed. And I told my mom, Mom, this is my last day. I'm never playing football again. I don't want to do this. This is dumb. Coach is over here smoking a cigarette the whole practice. I was going off. And my mom was like, listen, if you ever start something, you got to finish it. You never know what could happen. And then she's like, I already paid $175, so you're going to finish the season regardless. So she didn't make me quit. And I always thank her for that, because if I would have quit that year, bro, I would have not played football ever again. I know myself for sure, because that would have been it. And none of this would have happened. Team Island wouldn't be here. You never know what can happen. So always finish through. And I ended up having a good year that year too. It was just a bad practice that day that made me upset. So always finish through. Always finish through no matter what you do. All right? Thanks, Coach. I'm going to ask them all. Bebe, yeah. Ex-coach, Visa coach, what's stopping me from getting more reps? All he said was, you're not supposed to ex a coach that, and he said he's going to play the best guy. All right, I mean, some coaches are different. Some coaches are different. Just got to keep working. Find ways to get on the field, right? Special teams. Find ways to get in the field. Right? If you got to talk to the DB coach, your DB coach, whoever your DB coach, talk to him. right? Hey, coach, I'm a freshman, but eye discipline is terrible, but not bad at the line. I didn't really have confidence and trust in my feet and technique. I said this like 3 times. Well, so practice. So to improve your eye discipline, right? A lot of drills you got to find. I always tell my guys like when we doing we're breaking, pedaling, breaking, and all that stuff. Always have them locate, emphasizing locate. So as you get into a break, you find your receiver, drive to the receiver, then go get the ball, right? Or if you're doing press release, you keeping your eyes down, moving with the hips, right? That's how you're gonna improve your eye discipline, right? It's different ways, different things you could do. You could work press release and have their hands down, and they're giving you a number. You counting out the number, you yelling out the number, right? So there's a lot of things you could do. I have a video on that actually, Junior, if you're on the YouTube channel, how to train your eyes, how to train your eyes to be disciplined or something like that. But check that video. It's a good video that will explain a lot. But yeah, you just gotta find drills to really train your eyes. You want it to get to a point where it's second nature. You're not even thinking about it, right? All right. Boom, boom. When did you start playing? Eighth grade was when I started playing football. Money. Thank you, coach. I appreciate it. Have a rest. Yes, sir. No problem, cousin. Thanks, coach. Have a good rest of your night. Yes, sir. You too, cousin. All right. Get back to it. Ooh, that's a good rap. Hold on. All right, so the only thing I'll say is this. No kick step. He shot the wrong hand. But his eyes are too high, but he reacted good. See the hip drop? We on it. Good finish. Good finish. Good finish. Is running 4.6 good for a junior cornerback? Good for I mean ideally for D1 you want to be like 4.4, 4.5 at least. But a lot of times when it's all technique will just help you get better at the 40, right? If you have good technique and you run at 4.6, all right then. But if you run at 4.6 with bad technique, with good technique that can help you, get that 40 down. Well, you started playing football in 8th grade and within a year you were in varsity. So basically 8th grade, then my freshman year played JV. We didn't have freshman team. And then like I got moved up for playoffs towards the end of the year for my freshman year. And then we played one game and we lost. And then next year I was on varsity for a little bit. I was on JV. I started off JV again during the season, but then someone got hurt, and then I ended up being the starter, and then I pretty much was the starter for the rest of the season. I just took advantage of the opportunities I had. That's why I always tell guys, like, you never know what can happen. Like, you might be down, like, damn, like, I'm not playing, I'm not on varsity, this and that, but you never know what can happen. Like, I was, like, literally, my freshman year, I moved up from varsity, for playoffs. I got playing time on special teams, right? The next year, I'm back on JV. Whoa. Crippling Dogs, I appreciate the sub on Twitch. Welcome, appreciate you, cousin. That means a lot. Thank you. Appreciate you, cousin. So then I get moved back down to JV. I'm like, damn. I was just on varsity practicing the varsity plays. But I was like, all right, whatever. And I was like, well, I'm just going to use this opportunity to get better, right? I'm just going to use the opportunity to keep working. And then I didn't even, before the season even started, like before even our scrimmage, someone got hurt. And then next thing you know, they moved me to varsity. And then I was a starter, right? I was a starter. I started in varsity. My first game, I gave up an 80-yard touchdown. I was sick by a tight end because my eyes was not disciplined, right? But then, after that, I learned because the speed difference, a huge speed difference, right, from JV to varsity. So I was learning as I got better. My coaches started to trust me a little bit more. And then, I just kept getting better, right? But the thing is you can't be discouraged off one moment during the season. The season's going to be like this. It's always going to be like this. Our emotions is going to be here. You could be having a great game here. Next thing you have a bad game here. Have a mediocre game. You have a great game. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like this. But you just got to try to keep going, right? You don't want to be the one that get very emotional, that if you have a bad game, the next thing it keeps going, and then you now have a, you know what I'm saying, emotions take control of you. You lose confidence. You're not really able to perform as well because you're thinking too much, right? You're going to have to move on. You're going to have to keep working. You're going to have to do that because that's how it is, you know, especially as a DB. Our mind, we got to be the strongest minded people on the field, guys. Like, you already know we have a tough job regardless. And then on top of that, you don't want other things to block you from being successful, right? You don't want to be thinking too much about other things and then your technique is off. Your confidence is down, right? You're not remembering plays. You got to do your job. You got to make sure you understand our position, right? So your mind got to be strong. You got to move on. Next bad play, move on. Good play, move on, right? Forget about it. Next play mentality, right? Next play mentality, because that's going to help you get better. That's going to help you learn from your mistakes and correct them and do better the next time, right? That's why I always tell people, one rep at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. If you start thinking too much about the last practice, the last week game, all that stuff, then it's going to be over. It's going to be too much, and then you're not going to really be focused and dialed in for the next moment, right? Dante, what's good, cousin? Just got 2 interceptions before halftime against ECU. I got that film for yes, sir. Yeah, send that team. I need that. Appreciate you, cousin. Coach, I just switched to corner this year. I'm 140, 5'9", on a 4'9". Should I lose weight or gain weight? See, this is how I see it. You should work to get bigger, faster, stronger, but you want to make sure you're gaining weight the correct way, natural way, right? Oh, somebody sent me a rose. Hey, cousin, appreciate the rose, cousin. Appreciate it. Thank you. You want to make sure you're gaining the natural way. You don't want to try to focus on getting too big, and then next thing you know, you're not able to move as well. Your hips are tight, you're stiff. You know, remember, our main job is really to cover, show up in the run game. So you want to be strong and fast, right? And let the weight handle itself. Once you start trying to gain too much weight, I got to be like 200 pounds, but then it's like, all right, you're going to run a little bit slower, right? You're not going to be able to move as good, and then it's going to mess you up. So you want to make sure you just naturally gain weight however it is going to be, right? So just keep working, lifting, take your proteins, all that stuff, and then let it happen on its own. Can people do DB lessons with you? As in like DC, as in like in person? I'm in Arizona. We definitely could get some sessions in. But virtually, ideally, all my stuff really I try to post this on IG, right? IG, TikTok, lessons like that. You could DM me. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to get some lessons, you can go to the website and join the members area, and it has like lessons and drills and clips and stuff that you can look through. That's gonna help you take your game to another level. So if you want to do that, but I try to just put out as much information off social media and go from there. Coach, I started playing football around 9th grade. Yes, sir. That's what's up. That's good. That's good. Keep going, brother. Keep going. I'm telling you, each year is another year. Once you get that 1 year out the way, and you get used to it, then the confidence get better. Then the game become easier and easier and easier. But you just got that first year. You just got to get through it. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie. That first year is tough, right? That first year, like I'm talking about when we first did tackling drills, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just grabbing people, falling off, right? Trying to hit stick. That's when hit stick came out. I'm trying to copy what Madden was doing, so it was bad. But I was determined to, like, all right, I got to get this down. And I kept working on it, and one day it just clicked. I made a nice tackle, and I was like, damn, all right. And then it just clicked, right? So you got to keep doing. How to get 7-year-olds to open their hips. Ooh. So my best advice is really to walk things slowly, right? Slowly, like walk it with them. If you like have to literally just walk with them and then have them open. So it basically teaching them when to open up, right? All right, this guy breaks your cushion. When he's a little too close to you, that's when you want to open up, right? So walk it with them and do it, and then you slowly build the speed from there, right? And then go from there, build it, build it, build it, right? Ideally, yes, the technique is not going to be 100% correct, but they want them to understand the concept, what they're trying to teach, what the plan, the technique is about, right? We want to open up because we can run with them, right? We want to open up so we could be able to run and cover the receiver. All right, so that's when you train a younger athletes like that, you want them to just understand the concept. As they get older, then you tweak the technique, then you correct it, and you can really be precise at teaching them how to do it. But first, try to make them understand the concept, and then it's always different from different athlete, right? Some kids will like understand it quickly, boom, boom, boom. Some kids it takes time, more repetition, and then it clicks. So you got to understand how the athlete is and how he's going to be able to take the information and run with it. Whew. Thank you so much for your content. I tried to watch everything with my son who is in high school safety. Yes, sir. Stephen, I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate your support. That means a lot. Thank you. Biggest difference between high school and college. I'm 64 kilograms safety, so looking to build weight too as well. I'm not gonna lie, I do not know what 65 kilograms is. You done messed me up. Math was not my best subject. But the biggest difference I would say is the size and the speed. Right? Everybody's good. That's one thing. Everybody. There's no slack. Like if you're in college level, everybody's good. You got to think about it. They got the best player from each high school team on one team. So everybody on that team was that guy at the high school. Even the walk-ons, it was that guy. Right? So there's no time to slouch, no time to chill. Everything got to go. Right? I'll say the film study is what separates people. Appreciate you, Sid. Film study is what separate those college athletes, right? Everybody's fast, everybody's strong, everybody can run, but who can react quicker, right? Yes, you see things, you react quicker. People are quicker on their feet, but mentally, how fast can you take knowledge? How fast can you react to what you see? That's what separates people. When you watch a film, you're looking for tendencies. When I see this receiver's lined up at the bottom of the numbers, top of the numbers, this is what I'm expecting. Then I see the route, the way the receiver runs his route, boom, right? When you're in a coverage, you know where you have help and where you don't have help, right? Understanding that, okay, I have help inside. I don't have help outside. I'm going to play outside leverage, and I'm going to make sure I force him to my help. I have help inside. I have help outside. I don't have help inside. I'm going to take away the inside. We're setting the house, right? I'm going to sit, get hands-on, right? I'm taking away the inside, play catch technique. I have help over top. I'm playing aggressive or anything short. So once you understand those the way the coverages are supposed to be played, understanding where your help is, where your help isn't, right? Understand receivers alignment, formation, personnel, all that stuff. That's when the game becomes easier. And that's what you see those college players that see things and they're just reacting. They'll be like, damn, how'd you do that? Because they watch film. It's not because they saw it and just reacted. They watch film, they seen it pre-snap. Then they see it develop, they know where to be, right? So understand that. That's going to separate you. 143. Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. All right. That's going to help you, that's the biggest difference, I'll say, from college and high school. Coach, how do I watch film on JV with only access of varsity film? So just watch the varsity film. Ideally, you guys should be running the same thing, kind of similar, right? So just watch film, watch somebody at your position, right? And then learn from that, right? Now, if you're watching the team that you're about to play, that's a different story. That's going to be a little tough. If you don't have the JV film of the team you're about to play, I would ask your coach if there is any JV film of the team you're about to play if you're on JV. If there's not, then you're just going to have to go with what the coach's the game plan is. And, you can watch film of the varsity team because ideally JV and varsity they kind of run sometimes they run the same plays or similar to it. Any tips for walking on a D1 to a D1 school? Always tell people. Ooh, that man came in a polo. Hold on. Walking on a D1 school. So I'll tell you this: train. If you could train with D1 athletes, you could train with those athletes that go to that school. Do that because you want to see what type of athletes are at the team on the team. What type of athletes are going to attend that school, right? You want to see their work ethic. You want to match their work ethic, and you want to get advice from them because they know the program, they know the coaches. You know, you just want to surround yourself with athletes that's at a high level so you could train at a high level because that's going to help you get better, right? Now, when you're trying out, walking on, you gotta stand out. You got to stand out. Like you literally have to make sure, like you want to prove to the coaches, like he's just as good as this scholarship guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to get to, right? He's just as good. We got to walk him on. He's going to fight for a scholarship next spring, right? That's what you want to get to. So you have to make sure you work on your technique, you work on your speed, get faster, stronger. But surround yourself against those type of athletes. If you want to, walk on at a D1 school, you got to see what is capable to be at a D1 school. You get what I'm saying? So if you can have the opportunity to train with D1 athletes or D1 athletes at the particular school that you want to go do that. All right. Can people do DB lessons with you? I think I answered this already. He ran the same route and he held him a little bit. Yep. Yeah, if you got questions, just DM me or join the we got the Discord too, guys. I gotta post a link after the stream. Can you do lessons in real life or online or something like? So ideally, I just the information on IG, TikTok, Twitter, my lessons and everything on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there, right? So and right now I can't do no online lessons because I'm in season and everything. If you have questions, DM me if you have questions, Trivia. But during the off season potentially, depending on how it goes. And then stuff like that. So let's see. When people learning other people's responsibility in man or zone, how do I go about it? Just search up what the position has or try to remember. When learning other people's responsibility in man or zone, how do I go about it? Just search up that position has. So okay, so I always tell guys like always focus on your position, your job. Once you start to look at other things, you want to make sure you understand your job in the zone, in the coverage, in the play. And then you can branch off to see what other people are doing. But always focus on you first, right? And then if you have a playbook, it should ideally have everybody's job in the playbook. So then you want to look at it. Or you can always just talk to your teammate, hey, what do you got in this situation? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Hold on. My phone. My fault, y'all. Hold on. Just got. All right, so what's up? What's up, Emily? All right, coach, let them know difference from P4 guys and G. Okay, so that's a good question. So I'll say this: Power 4 and then G5 schools. Ideally, what it is it's not really a huge difference. I mean, they have Power 5, Power 4. I keep saying Power 4. Power 4 has more scholarships, so they can offer more scholarships. They can get bigger athletes. Sometimes, ideally, when you're going against a Power 4 school, all that stuff, the lineman is really the biggest difference. The linemen are a little bit bigger, right? The skills, everybody's the same. It might be a little bit taller in certain positions, but skill wise, it's not really a huge difference. But the linemen is what a bigger, are the difference. And then I don't necessarily say the speed. You know, everybody obviously you're gonna have those occasional super fast people, but then it's like overall the game is not as much difference. It's just the alignment are bigger because they have more scholarship. You know, they can recruit a little bit better athletes. But besides that, it's not really much difference. Really, it's just just the school, the name. They get better athletes, bigger linemen, more well-known athletes compared to nothing. But at the end of the day, they all prepare the same. You all got the game plan. Everybody, is just lining up and playing, right? So I wouldn't say it's a huge difference, That's a good rap. That's a good rap. That's a good rap. We picked it up. That's tough. Ooh. That's why we man-turn in that situation. Good chest to chest. That's why we man-turn. Remember, the ball's going to the receiver. Know where you at. Less space.
And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, the cost to cover that might take your season. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Go again. He threw that one like out of bounds. He ain't have a chance to do nothing.
Better. No, so I'll say this. They're taller. They're taller. But ideally, like, there's not really a huge difference. So the way I see it, so for instance, I'm speaking for myself. Like as I played, right? As I played, we played. Who we played? Northwestern at the time. I played Boston College. Who else I played? Played Boston College, UMass. They're not Power 5 at the time. But Northwestern was. When we played Northwestern, they had bigger athletes. They stood out. Like, the lineman was really big. Completely, big difference, right? But it came to the corners. I'm like 5'10", 5'11". Corner over there was like 6 foot, right? They're probably a little bit bigger, right? But speed-wise, nobody really stood out, right? Receivers, they probably have taller receivers. That's what I was saying. They're taller here and there. Speed-wise, and your kids, they got a couple faster, but, it's not a huge difference compared to the linemen, right? You're going to have that G5 corner that looks the part and knows what he's doing, and he's going to ball out. And you're gonna have that power four corner that looks the part, knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a huge difference. He's just playing at a higher competition, right? So that's how I see it. It's not necessarily like a G5 corner is like 5'10", 180, and then a power four corner 6'2", 185, 190. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same. It's just the abilities is different, right? The abilities slightly different because they coach better. They're at a higher program, so their expectation is higher. All that stuff. So, they have a standard they all meet compared to a G5 school. That's how I see it. 4.55 40, good enough to play D1. See, got to finish. It all depends, really. depends on the school. Like, depends on the school, the situation, the film, all that stuff. I don't want to say it's not, because you never know. Like, there's people that made a D1 that don't run a, you know what I'm saying, that run a 4.5, right? So it's not necessarily, it's a lot more to that, right? It helps if your film shows that you're fast, yes, but ideally if you run 4.4s, that's gonna help you, right? That's gonna get you right, get you to that level. Yeah, I'm coaching. I'm coaching right now, trivia. Oh, he really got into it. Too much space. Way too much space. Off man tips. Staying square, right? Know how to weave. Know when the receiver breaks your cushion, right? Um, and then, your transition. Way to open up your hips fast. Be able to break on taking good angles when you break it, right? That's why we want to stay square in our pedal. That's why we want to weave in our pedal, right? That makes a huge difference in off man. Somebody, how to guard a faster wide receiver and off man. Same thing. You're gonna have to speed up your pedal. You're gonna have to open up a little bit sooner, maybe, depending on how fast he is, how fast you are, right? And then weaving, staying square. Don't panic when you're playing off man. A lot of times DBs panic when it's off man because the guy's going fast. Maintain, right? You're fine. He's gonna break a cushion. Just know when to open up and run, right? But once you start panicking, that's when you're gonna start getting beat. You're gonna take bad angles, all that stuff. Eyes was nowhere near the receiver. Stopped his feet. Gotta get in phase. Stay in phase. How do I get better at recognizing routes or run plays? I'm new and be lost. Film. Watch film, right? Understand the receiver's alignment, the splits, right? Seeing blocks, right? So if you're guarding a tight end, he blocks down. He low hat, high hat, low hat. He blocks down. You know it's a run. Be ready to show up, right? It's honestly you just gotta watch film, and then you see it, right? Routes, you just gotta know, watch film, look for the route concepts receivers are running, offense is running, right? Flip alignment, number 2 is on, number 1 is off. What are they running out of that, right? Wide split between 1 and 2. Are they running? What are they running in that situation? Tight split or stack, right? What are they running out of that? So it's all film, all film. Oof. Best technique to cover slants en route. If you're playing off man, it's just take your re-step, right? And break to the upfield shoulder. If you press, you don't want to do this. Stay square, right? Kick step to meet him at a point. Good finish, though. Good finish. Stay square, though, and press. Stay square. Good job. Not bad. Good finish. See the hip drop. Good. That's a good rep. Good. That's not bad. Good. Feel the lean. Good. It's over. Over with. It's not bad. Stay square. Back out. Good finish. All right, here we go. There we go.
How y'all been a movie so far? It's definitely living up to the hype.
Coach, I missed your question. Can you get a D1 offer with only a couple? Yes, you could. My fault, Lakers. Yeah, you could. You could definitely do it. If your film is good, you know, and you go to camp and you ball out at camp, you should be straight. Good finish. Stay squared. Try to get hands on him. I seen this dude's. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I remember him from one of this. Remember your leverage. Remember your leverage. Good, good. That's a good wrap. That's a good job. Don't give ground in the goal line. I don't know. I don't think that's. I don't know about that. He fell on his own on that one. Thoughts on DBs committing PI on purpose when they know they're beat? Hey, it's better than a touchdown. If you know you're beat, go ahead and get that flag. Go ahead. It's better than a touchdown. And how long should you watch film? How long should the game film be? Watching film? What do college coaches do? Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about highlights. You don't want it to no more than like 5 minutes. Really, it should be like 3-4 minutes at most. Because ideally, college coaches, they're going to look at and you want to put your best plays at the beginning because they're probably going to look at like the first minute, maybe. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to sit here and watch a whole 5-minute, 10-minute highlight tape because think about it. They got thousands of athletes that sending them film. They got thousands of people to look for. They're not going to sit here and just be like, all right, let me watch this 10-minute or I got another 10-minute. Nah, they're going to probably watch. They're going to try to get the most they could get in the first 30 seconds to a minute. They look at it, okay, what can this guy do? Let's look at his plays. That's why we always advise you to put your best plays at the beginning. Spam all your best plays at the beginning. So now they see it, okay. And then boom, next thing you know, they put you on the board. But if you have, a tackle that is, you didn't get off the block, you just jumped in on the tackle or something like that, they're gonna be like, all right, I'm done seeing what I need to see, right? So you want your standout plays at the beginning. Couple more plays, guys. Couple more plays. Coach, I watch a good amount of film, and I've been trying to take notes while doing so, but I don't know what to look for other than wide receiver and what DB does. So you want to look at the offensive formation, the down and distance, right? What down and distance it is. What routes they run in that down and distance. What routes they run in that formation. Look at the receiver's alignments, right? Flip alignment, normal alignment, wide split, tight split, stack, bunch. Look for those stuff. What do they run out of those things? What do they do out of those things? And then you break it down from there. Then you go at the receivers. If you play a lot of man, you want to watch the receiver. How do they run their routes? Do they get tall before they break? How are they looking in press technique, against press? What do they do? That's what you want to look for. You want to break it down that way and take notes. And as a junior, do you have to commit before your senior year or can you commit at a different time? Ideally, it's probably better to commit before your senior year, but you don't have to. It's not mandatory. Like a lot of people do it. A lot of people commit after their senior year. So it's not mandatory, It's ideally you could, but it's not mandatory. It depends on all your situation too, Double move. That's why we stay on the upfield shoulder. All right. We got one more play.
And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, the cost to cover that might take your season. So get Allstate. You'll be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Come back. Drive on it. Ooh, did you catch that? Yep. Say it again. Hold on. We're going right back to it. All right, so when we're here near the goal line, we got to slow down to get hands on, right? We're getting close to the goal line. We're opening up. We're not getting no hands on them. If we get hands on them, we could be on this route every time, right? So we want to be able to play catch technique here, right? If we're going to play off. We don't necessarily want to pedal like how we're playing it down the field. Oh, there, you just said it. Yep. Get to them, chest to chest. Play the hands. All right. That's the end of the stream, y'all. Appreciate you. You gave too much, girl. Facts. Facts. That's the end of the stream. Appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Enjoy the rest of our weekend or your week. Anybody who's getting ready for their first game, practice, right? Practice to win. Practice to prepare to do your job at a high level, right? Have a good week of practice. Watch film. Study your opponent. All that stuff is going to make a huge difference, all right? And then trust yourself. At the end of the day, trust yourself when you get there on the game field. Trust yourself. See what you see, right? If you watch film, you're confident in your film study. When the play that you study happens, take advantage of the opportunity, right? Don't go out your responsibility trying to make a play, though. Always do your job first. Don't try to do too much. That's when we get beat, when we're trying to do too much, all right? And also, go ahead, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 25K by the end of the season. So we have 15 right now, just 10K left. So if you know anybody who needs some DB help, needs some DB tips and tricks, you already know, send them to Team Island. We'll get them right. Appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Also, if you are now joining the stream, you can always go on YouTube and watch it when it's done. All right, so catch ya. Do you also do IG? No, I don't do IG phone calls, Lakers. Unfortunately, I don't do IG phone calls.